Are there different types of cataracts?
There are. So, the term cataract, like I mentioned, is very general. It just means that there's a haziness or cloudiness in the lens. So the different kinds basically are based on and named based on where that cloudiness is occurring. So for example, the most common type of cataract we see is called a nuclear cataract. And that's just where the nucleus, which is the main part of the lens, gets dense and hard. And we see that with age.
The lens just dry up, and the nucleus as you get older, and you can see that when you examine the patient. We'll talk
Absolutely.
about it. So name me another kind. There's 2 or 3 kinds.
So the main 3 kinds would be a nuclear cataract, and then there's something called the cortex, which surrounds the nucleus. And a lot of times the cortex will get a very white or grayish white type appearance to it. And then
is that common? Or the most common is
it's very common. A lot of times we'll see a cataract that has both nuclear and cortical components. And then what surrounds the entire lens is something called the capsule. And the capsule is what holds your natural lens in place. And sometimes that capsule itself can get hazy.
Whoa,
what's called a posterior subcapsular cataract.
Posterior subcapsular cataracts, and that usually is associated with certain kind of medicine?
Steroids are a very common cause for capsular cataracts.
So if somebody is taking steroids for a long period of time, they can expect to perhaps get posterior subcapsular cataracts, and the eye doctor is important to guide that and saying, whoa, be careful with the cortisone tablets.
Yes, sir, you bet.
How common do you see somebody with a posterior subcapsular cataract?
Every week, pretty much. Now, a lot of times, there's a combination of all those kind of 3 things going on simultaneously. That's the most common thing to see.